Okay, we are back for day 3 of rabbit proofing the garden. And if you remember, watch the last episode, you know that we had rabbits getting into our garden last year and eating up my green bean plants and my pea plants. And I didn't get anything off of them last year. And I am out of green beans and out of peas. So I need to make sure that those things are able to have a chance to come to fruition this year. So I am rabbit proofing the garden fence. You can do that one of two ways. One, I have a 5-foot fence around our garden. Part of that is to keep neighborhood dogs out. So I am adding this chicken wire, 2-foot chicken wire around the bottom of the fence to keep the rabbits out. I have purchased an additional 150 yards of chicken wire. I am not quite halfway through. Once I reach the end of this row, I will be halfway through. But I have about 20 feet more to go on this row. And I've opened a brand new 50-foot roll of the chicken wire. It takes a little bit because it has a thin wire that's wrapped around it, but it's not just wrapped around it, it's kind of interwoven in the outside couple layers to keep the roll together. So I've gotten that off, and then I wanted to show you what the ends look like. They are cut, and so they do have some sharp ends on it, but what I do with these ends is I'll wrap them around where I ended the last chicken roll wire, to get that tight, and then I will go along the fence. I'll roll this out. Okay, so I do have the ends secured. I have them wrapped. Oops. There we go. Yeah. Intermingled with the other chicken wire and the fence, the big fence. So, and then I've started at the top. This is what is called, if I can find it, there we go, a J-clip. And I'll show you in a moment how that is done if you didn't see the last video. And yes, I know it's longer at the bottom, and I've done that by design because our ground is so uneven. And then I go back and I fold it under, and I use fabric staples to staple it in. So I'm going to go ahead and J-clip the top all the way down, and then I'll come back. Okay. So I finished that section of the fence, the top and the bottom, not the stapling at the very bottom yet. And I've come to the gate area. So what I need to do now is cut off with the grinder the end of the fence. And make sure when you are using a grinder that you use safety mask or goggles. I wear glasses, so the safety mask is easier for me. So let me get the camera set up, and I'll show you how we do that. Again, I am using a DeWalt 4 amp hours on the battery, but it's 20 volt. And it can be persnickety sometimes. There we go. Okay. Take it to there. and easy. That's all there is to that. Okay, I'm going to clear some stuff out of the way. Actually, I think I'll look and see how I can do this on the gate too. Well, I better get all the fence done before I worry about the gate. So I'm going to clear some stuff out of the way. On the other side here, it's going to be a little tight quarters because it's in between the big chicken coop. Well, I don't know that's bigger. It's wooden. Between the wooden coop and the garden. So I'll only have a little over 2 feet to work. So let me get that cleaned out and get set up, and we'll go from there. Okay, so my husband came out and was running the blower to clear off the leaves out of my garden, and it would have been way too noisy for me to try and film while he was doing that. But I did get from that roll, move Tippy, all the left side of the gate in the back and the right side of the gate except for the last 10 feet. Not sure if you can see where my tools are down there towards the end of the chicken run, but that's how far we got with this chicken wire. And I have already completed, fastened it at the top, fastened it at the top of the bottom rung. I have not gone back and put the staples in. Again, I'm going to try and get all of the chicken wire up and then come back and do that. I may think that if we start having too many dry days, because as our ground dries, it gets really hard and then I can't get the staples in. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another roll of wire. I only have maybe another hour at the most that I can work on this project today. Typically I work on projects for 4 or 5 hours. Because other than that, I'm doing chores and I have things to do inside as well. So, you know, like make dinner. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get the other roll unwrapped, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so the second roll, I got it all unrolled, and I finished this end. It's all fastened. I do not have the bottom tacked down yet, except for on this end. Going around this corner on this side and all the way down, I do not have the bottom tacked down, just the top. So I have it all unrolled and tacked at the top, and I'm so excited because that roll was just the exact amount I needed to get up to the gate. So I'm quitting for today, but it will not be the end of the video. I'm very optimistic that even though I have to go to town in the morning for a few chores, have to pick up animal feed and stuff, I should be able to finish this side of the fence. And in part 1 video that I posted last week, I did the other end and most of the other side, and then we picked it up this morning. On the other side we had 20 feet to do. We did the end by the chicken coops and around the corner. This is the second roll, and it does up to the gate. So I have 2 more rolls. I'm hoping one roll does on the other side of the gate to the end. It's going to be pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like there's 6 sections, and I think he did them 10 feet apart. He might have did them a little closer because it was going down a hill there. Not sure, so I'll have to see. But we have 2 more rolls just in case. So, catch up with you in the morning. It'll just be a moment. Okay, I forgot to show you what we did for the gate. We added chicken wire on this. This was our old gate that was the old part of the fence, and he just moved it over here. But it works well to keep the rabbits out. So don't forget to do the gate if you are rabbit proofing your garden. Okay, it's the next afternoon, late afternoon, and it took us a little longer to get back from town, so I didn't get as far on this project as I had hoped. But we did get, excuse me, the fencing up all the way to the other end. So excited that we're wrapping this project up. I wanted to show you, so after I got the whole fence up, and this is the last step, I'm putting in staples. Let's see. I don't think you can see that one. Hopefully you can see this one. And they just, they're fabric staples for your, like your weed fabric. So this is the ones I have. I get them from Home Depot. Buying them in the big 500 box is the cheapest way to buy them, because it adds up real quickly if you just buy 75 or so. But if you don't need that many, then, you know, that's fine. But for projects like this, we need the big boxes. So, we have lots of exciting projects coming up this spring and summer. In fact, the next nice days will be spent doing another exciting project. This one wasn't so exciting, but it had to get done. So it's excited that it got done, and it will keep the rabbits out. Of course, if you aren't putting up the tall fence like we are to keep out dogs, if you just need short fence to keep out the rabbits, you can get the shorter T-post. You can get, there's a U-channel post that's smaller, not near as heavy duty, and a lot cheaper, that you can get and hammer in the ground and then put, you know, fasten these up to it with wire ties. There's lots of things, but if you're having a big garden, one thing you'll know is dogs and rabbits can really make a mess of a garden quickly. So even our big dog doesn't go in our garden very often. So again, thank you for liking, subscribing, and tune in to our next video. Thanks for watching. Jimmy Branch Homestead.